Let's do some fast news. So right here we apparently got some HHS.gov during this is Trump's admin now, but apparently this person who was a part of fucking Biden's admin comes talking about
So
her
I would
personal
call probably
experience with running the running the show in a sense, or had a hand in policy making.
so I would call probably the person I called most was the Secretary of Health and Human Services in Massachusetts. She worked for a Republican governor, just to, but when she was like, "Are you going to let them have professional football?" And I was like, "Nope." And she's like, "Okay, neither are we, neither are we." It was like conversations like that. So, or I'd be like, "So when are you going to think about lightening up a mess?" They're like, "Next Monday." I'm like, "Okay, next Monday." So I would call probably the person I called most was the Secretary of Health and Human Services in Massachusetts. She worked for a Republican governor, just to, when she was like, "Are you going to let them have professional?"
So as you can see, they're just they just go day by day. What the fuck is she even wearing? Oh, she's a Mormon? Oh, Jesus. That's probably why. Sorry. Not to knock fucking religion, but ugh. Yikes. Anyways, on to the next. Now we have this unfortunate timing, right? This is North Carolina. Uh-oh. I shouldn't say anything or else I'm gonna get banned. Any fatiguers out? Fuck. Any fatiguers out there? Oh, there it is. Oh, man. Yeah, as you can see, it's, don't worry, it's not what you think. It's paint. No, it's paint. Oh, man, he's got it, he's got it all over his arm and hand. And he's got it all over. You notice how it's just dripping all over, right? As he was walking, it was just dripping all over. But anyways, DeCarlos Brown Jr., 34, was identified as the suspect and transported to a local hospital. With non-life-threatening injuries Friday night, he has since been arrested, charged with first-degree murder. Cops said Brown has been arrested a slew of times since 2011 for felony larceny, robbery with a dangerous weapon, and communicating threats, according to court records obtained by the Post. He is a homeless and served 5 years in prison for the robbery with a deadly weapon charge, according to the WCSOC TV. So that's like a local news. And then we have just to make sure. DeCarlos Brown Jr., 34, has been arrested and charged with first-degree murder in connection with the fatal stabbing of 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee Irina Zartutska on the Lynx Blue Line train in Charlotte's South End on August 22nd, 2025. Right, that was like 2 weeks ago, last week. He was ordered to remain in jail and undergo a competency evaluation following his arrest. Brown was transported to Atrium Health with non-life-threatening injuries after the incident and was arrested upon his release. Has a lengthy criminal record, right? Just like that person said. Served 5-year sentence of robbery. Arrested for assaulting his sister just months after his release. Oh, this dude's got a real big rap sheet, right? Basically, he was a repeat offender. They let him out, and he had mental issues, right? He had mental conditions, and they still fucking let him out. And look at what he did. He just murdered someone now. That's what you do. You allow repeat offenders to just walk out like this like this shit. Man. And he's been known to go in and out too. And it's like, dude, what are you guys doing? Are you guys paying attention to this guy? Are you actually paying attention to this fuckhead? Like, see, this is why people have an issue with like the court system and politicians, right? Because it's literally those kinds of incidences where it's like, what? How did you guys keep letting this guy out?
Anytime that you're in a state that borders a third world country like Mexico, you're going to have smuggling that takes place between the borders. And so we've always had people coming up. When I was growing up in this community in the 80s.
Yeah, even when we had a lot about, even when we were starting out too.
We would have illegal aliens that would come through the county on foot. And if they did break in somewhere, they took some food. They were coming through looking for work. And they were people that were trying to get from Mexico to a place.
Yeah, I mean the whole back when we had to do the whole Ellis Island shit,
Christmas, they'd take money with them,
and like had to close
their families
down
out in Mexico. And those people were coming here trying to make an honest living. But it all changed, about 15, 20 years ago when the cartel seized absolute control of the borders.
There was definitely
the cartel took control of not just the border, but the people that come across the
border. Shit happening
and
then
so
too.
It went from a guy coming across the border to make some money to send back home to his family, to something completely different, which is a guy coming across, but the cartel bringing him across and putting him in indentured servitude, and making them pay off their debt to the cartel, so that individual no longer freely traverses back and forth across the border. That's been the major change historically around here.
We really started to see this where these people were seen as a commodity when we started seeing the bracelets or the wristbands. They were led by false hopes and false beliefs by these
Notice how
individuals,
some of them are bringing their
nations,
children
by our
to
own federal
a fucking
to pull them in
to some of these
to
things.
import them, and then also to become slaves to the Mexican cartel.
Are you trying to use your child as a
seeing
shield?
that firsthand right down here in this area, where you'd have people working in kitchens that all lived in you'd have 20 people in a one-bedroom apartment living together. Well, as you can imagine, at some point in time, they get tired of each other and they get into a fight. And at first we were like, why are all these people living together and working together? A couple years later, you get another altercation at another restaurant. It's the same people from 2 years ago. And they're all living together in a different location now. Why the hell don't these people leave if they don't like each other? Well, the reason is because they can't leave, because they're slaves. Slavery has changed. It looks different than what you see on the History Channel, so people have a hard time recognizing it now.
Damn. Operation Deportation. Hey, you heard him. It's true, though. Yeah, I mean, look, just because we don't have slavery anymore doesn't mean it takes a fucking different form, Well, what do you think human trafficking is? Right? That's basically slavery. It's like you're being sold as fucking cattle, right? Being used as a fucking commodity, a product. Right? You know how dehumanizing that is? Pretty fucking bad, Especially being held at gunpoint or being starved to death purposefully because they want you, right? They don't want you. They want you fucking depressed, destitute, not wanting to live life. Shit, That's how they sell you. Well, I mean,
the Boeing workers
they shouldn't
striking
sell
across
products
St.
like
Louis,
that. But
they're
they
now
do.
on week 5, and now the defense company is speaking out about contract negotiations. The Boeing workers are now losing their health insurance since they're striking. Their union says it's working to arrange supplemental insurance coverage. Boeing spoke to Ford this morning, saying they're operating on contingency plans to keep work going. Boeing claims almost 30% of eligible voters didn't vote on the most recent contract. The company says its best offer is on the table and that the deal should not be compared to others, such as at its home base in
There's
Seattle.
Boeing.
St. Louis and Seattle.
Yeah,
I
apparently
understand the
Boeing has
comparison.
been on
The
strike
biggest thing is
for
10 years in
a
Seattle
bit
since the
now.
last contract.
Ever
3
ever
years in
since
St.
the
Louis's last
whistleblower
contract.
shit
The
was
cost of
happening,
living
right?
is quite different. It makes sense for the deals to be different. But the deal that we've offered in St.
That was
Louis
back,
is
like,
an average
last-
of 40% wage
last year?
increase. And we have addressed the union's top concerns they brought to us, including
Or 2 years
wage
ago?
increases, vacation
That was
time,
the whistleblower.
progression, and starting wages.
Boeing says it has no further talks set with the union. Striking St. Louis workers say they want a better offer, including a $5,000 signing bonus. We did get this from the union. Take a look, saying, quote, our members at Boeing are standing together for more than just minor adjustments. They want fair pay increases, faster wage progression, and an increased ratification bonus. They're fighting for work-life balance. They're fighting for dignity, end quote.
2024, yeah. So just last year. What do we got here? Trump brushes off South Korea's concern about massive ice raid on Georgia Hyundai plant. Oh yeah, that happened too.
North Korea and this Navy SEAL incident in 2019.
Oh yeah,
Can you
we
say
should.
the administration has
We gotta
engaged
we
with
gotta
North
watch. I
Korea
forgot
on
this
that
happened.
incident Since it happened
I forgot there was a
recently? And then
meeting.
can you share some
I
recollections?
don't know anything about it, no.
Can you-
I'd have
can-
to, I
can
could
you-
look, but I know nothing about
Can you
it.
confirm that it happened?
I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
I'm hearing it now for the first time.
Okay, great. And then on the Hyundai incident in Georgia.
Yeah, apparently,
the
like,
arrest of
four-
workers, construction
Like
workers in
400
Japan.
plus
Have you
people were
heard any
detained or
feedback
some
from
shit.
Hyundai?
It was
I
a
just
big
heard about that a
fucking
little
like
while before the
operation.
news
Something
conference,
happened.
And I would say that they were.
Even I think
illegal
even some
aliens.
people from Japan was like,
That's what sister
is
said.
everything
But I
okay?
know nothing about the instance. It happened a little while ago.
Or Korea, sorry.
There has been some
Was it Korea?
pushback on
I
that,
forgot.
though, from
Where-
South
where-
Korea
where does
already, and of
Hyundai
course,
originate
They
from?
pledged to invest $150 billion in the U.S. when they were
I
just
don't
here
remember.
last week.
It's
Are you concerned at all?
Korea,
The
right?
right to sell cars and things in our country, you know, it's
Yeah.
not like a one-sided deal.
Are you concerned at all about, your immigration agenda potentially clashing with these economic goals?
Well, we want to get along with other countries, and we want to have a great, stable workforce. And
South
we have,
Korea.
as
Okay,
I
it was
understand it,
Korea.
a
This
lot
is my
of
second
illegal aliens. Some not the best of people, but we had a lot of illegal aliens working there. So look, they're doing their job. That's what they have to do. These are people that came through with Biden. They came through illegally. They came into our country. So we have.
Yeah, it was like the Korean president or something. What the, like, hey, is everything okay? What the fuck happened? I mean, they didn't say it like that, but yeah, they were just asking questions. What's this? 1.1 million for this? Oh, is this the rebranding shit? Yeah, I heard about this. Yeah, apparently Texas Austin was like rebranding
2
something.
weeks ago, I shared some exciting news with
Oh,
our 17,000 City of Austin employees. And that news is that the city will be getting a new look. For the first time in Austin's history, we will have a logo to represent the city services and unify us as one organization.
Why?
One Austin.
Why was that needed?
We will go from this to this.
Why? What the fuck? They wasted $1.1 million? You know what that $1.1 million is? Because they have to they have to repaint shit. They have to right? They have to make new, right? They have to regather resources just to put new branding on. Like, what the fuck?
This is the worst.
Well, yeah, what a waste of fucking money. It was not. See, this is what happens with government. They just light money on fire.
I'm KV's Jessica Cha at
That's
Ladybird Lake. and
yeah,
today we're asking our
that
experts what
thing
they
called
think
money.
about the
Yeah, it
new
just
city
gets
logo.
thrown
Let's
into
go.
a pit of
do you think?
nothingness.
Well, I like the colors. It's clean and it's simple.
It's fine.
First impressions from people were
I
generally
wonder
pretty
if they know
positive.
that how much it costs.
Beautiful. I love blue and I love green.
Until we
That
told
dude
them
sounds
how
high.
much it costs to make.
Well, what if I told you that it costs $700,000 of taxpayer money?
That's ridiculous.
Oh my lord, that's insane. Yeah.
The logo actually cost a few $100,000 more than that, according to city community.
Holy shit. The person even lowballed on purpose, and it was just like, dude, oh fuck. You didn't tell them the actual.
Communications director.
The fucking
Justin
taxpayers are not
was
going to be happy with that. You.
$564,000 for the contract with 2
Yo,
design
dude, what the
firms
fuck?
for outreach research and testing.
Oh,
Around
shit.
$200,000 for the logo itself.
But overall, when you look at all the
I mean,
things
you
that we
already
put
have
together,
fucking
about
taxpayers upset with
1.1
all
million.
fucking some
City
of the
manager
wars
TC
that
Broadnax
are
says
going
this is
on.
all in an effort to have
And now
a
you're just
unified
wasting
identity
money
that
on
people
this
can
fucking
recognize.
rebranding shit.
Currently,
Oh my
we have
God.
over 300 logos.
You people are out of your
representing
fucking
various
mind.
Departments, services, and programs. That leads to confusion for the public.
Yeah, I
Some
should
Austinites
I
don't
should
think
be
it should
unbiased, but
cost that
holy
much.
fuck, man, why would you waste this money like this?
Kid who's in college could have designed this.
Yeah. God damn, lady. Fuck. You didn't have to say it like that. Shit. A high schooler would have done something better too. Oh my god. Literally. A fucking high schooler could have fucking done that. Oh shit. A kid could have drawn like some Elmo shit and been like, hey, this is our new brand. Oh damn it. Did you know that some of the companies
Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan
right
Omar.
branding
In
ideas
February
came
this
from
year,
their
she
fucking
shot
kids?
down claims that she's actually a millionaire. She wrote, "My salary is $174,000 before taxes. I don't have stock or own a home, and I'm
That's
still paying
shady.
off my student debt. So if you're gonna lie on something
No,
that's
yeah,
public,
no.
maybe try
No,
checking
you're
my
lying.
financial statements, and you will see I barely have thousands. Let
That's
alone
bullshit. Then
millions.
how do you-
Well, people have checked the public
Yeah.
records now. Ilhan Omar
Yeah, sure. Her
apparently
net
has a
worth. Yeah, why is her
upwards
net
of
worth so
$30
high?
million,
Exactly.
Somewhere between
It doesn't make
60 and
sense.
$30 million. And get this, it's because
That's
of
shit.
companies
You-
run and owned
honestly,
by her husband.
I can make
who in
that much money.
2023 had a net worth
And
of
I'm a fucking
51,000.
computer scientist.
In 1 year, that 51,000 grew from $6 to $30 million.
Like, honestly, in
3,500% growth
in
in
basically
1 year.
10 years, I can make that amount
What
of
a
money.
good communist. It's always equality for you.
Obviously, I would
elitism
have to
for
work
those in
up the
power.
fucking corporate chain and shit, but yeah, I'd be making that much, maybe even more. Especially if I'm gonna be like a fucking chief engineer or some shit. Well, there you have it. And and that's for like the high end companies too. Like those high end engineers make so much fucking money. What is this?
Max announced it's filed a lawsuit against Fox News over allegations its competitor forced distributors into contracts aimed at excluding other right-wing networks, violating antitrust laws in the process. Filed in a Florida federal court, the complaint accuses Fox of exclusionary tactics such as barring providers from carrying or restricting other conservative news channels. It
Oh.
also claims those who
So they're
chose
trying
to
to
carry
be a
Newsmax
monopoly.
face financial penalties.
Yeah,
Newsmax
it seems like
attorneys also accuse
right.
Fox
A lot of
News
news
using
media
online
outlets are
smear
trying to be like the
campaigns and
dominant
hiring
news
private
source for like
investigators to
America
target
sometimes.
company executives
Right,
to
where
harm Newsmax's
and they're trying to
The suit
right
argues these alleged tactics
poach
by Fox
each
News
other's
have
fucking
essentially
viewership.
monopolized the market of right-leaning news channels and
Yeah,
prevented
everyone's
competitors
trying to
from
fight
millions
for
in
that
revenue.
dominance.
Newsmax is seeking 3 times the amount of damages. It
They
claims
want to
Fox
be
News's
the
practices has caused it to lose
the
in
number
revenue,
one
though an exact figure
person
hasn't
to
been
give all the
disclosed.
news and
The complaint also asks for a court
have
order
that,
ruling Fox's practices
pedigree
illegal
and
under federal and
to
state
be loved
antitrust
and
laws.
liked.
Fox News responded to the lawsuit in a statement, saying Newsmax cannot sue their
yes.
way out of their own competitive failures in the marketplace to chase headlines simply because they can't attract viewers. Fox News has been atop the cable news networks over the last 2 decades. Newsmax did see growth following the 2020 election, but failed to sustain that surge. According to Adweek, Fox News saw an average of about 2.6 million viewers compared to Newsmax's 196,000 in 2025's quarter 2.
No.
For more on this story, you can download
Fox
the
is
Straight
being
Arrow
a
News mobile
monopoly.
app
They're
or
stealing
visit us
our
online
viewers.
at san.com.
There it is. Apparently they got an antitrust lawsuit from Newsmax. What do we got here? 2 teens arrested.
Also breaking, police in Washington, D.C. have now arrested 2 teenagers in connection. Also breaking, police in Washington, D.C. have now arrested 2 teenagers in connection with the murder of UMass Amherst intern. Eric Tarpinian Yakum, a 21-year-old from Granby, was shot and killed back in June. 2 17-year-olds are now being charged with first-degree murder, and police are looking for a third person as well. Police have always believed that Tarpinian Yakum was not the intended target.
Yeah, there you have it. We already saw this. What is this?
Yes, I should clarify.
Oh, it's Blair White.
Yes, I should
and
clarify that I first started sticking
it's some
my neck out on
transgender
the
people
trans issue
and
in 2016. And
Riley
that made me
Gaines
unusual. I'm still not proud of not having written
an
about
actual
the issue
woman.
for a solid 3 years when it was
These
all
2
over
look
the
like
news.
actual women.
And at the
These
same time,
these don't
yes,
look like
we
actual
all got
women.
the message that if you said anything negative about this exploding
I'm sorry, that was so fucking mean.
your career was over.
Yeah.
And I'm fascinated actually how that was successfully communicated, because it wasn't explicit. It was like in the tiny print at the bottom of the contract.
What? What are you talking
But
about?
it wasn't a joke. This was a correct perception, and I did take my career in my hands when I wrote a piece for Prospect, arguing that the whole business of a gender spectrum was based on gender stereotypes, and saying that if I do not believe that the soul has a sex, that your self is sexed, and it was aimed at the transgender movement. And since then, I have published any number of columns that have become more candid about my real views.
Basically,
and
since
the Graham
basically
Linehan,
your soul as a human
story
being,
really makes me
if
nervous
you're
on
a
my own
male,
account,
you
because
don't
I
have
had
a soul of a
completely
male.
selfish
I
reaction to
guess I
that
don't-
story.
I don't know what to
because
try to
I'm
say.
worried that given what I have put into print,
Oh, or
I
no.
could be
What are these
arrested the
2
next time I come
souls?
Well, that's the fascinating thing, because
What the fuck is she talking about? She's just going on. She's a quack. Literally. What the fuck? Anyways, what's this?
It's not often you meet a 21-year-old with his own autonomous drone weapons manufacturing facility, but this is Ethan
No shit.
Thornton, and right now he is rethinking the future of warfare with China
He's making
top of
drone
mind.
technology to
It's not
kill
hard to
people?
look at
Nice.
China's dominance and realize that we need to be working very, very
So
hard
s-
as a country if we want to maintain relevance.
And while China has been putting on quite the show of military might, when
Correct.
it comes to scale,
Yeah,
Thornton
while
imagines a
they're
very
still
different
working on
alternative
like
with the high-tech,
right those kind of
sophisticated
armaments,
US
we're
arsenal
already thinking
we're
about
used to.
using
One of your
robotic
missions seems to be
warfare.
trying to imagine what warfare is going to look like, not in 10 years, but in 20 years. You're 21.
Right, we're
so
trying
that's-
to
it's
we're
literally
trying
a
to
lifetime
reduce
for
the
you,
amount of
and yet
risks
not too far down the
right
road.
soldiers take
How do you
on
see the future of warfare in 20
because
years?
it's fucking
To me,
dangerous.
what's most concerning is you can look at ultra large scale strike with very, very cheap assets. So if you can find a way to get very small, like $400 to $1,000 drones by the millions above populated areas.
Let me just try to visualize out. So millions of these very
Yes.
low cost
Basically
drones
a lot of
descending over
shitbirds
a populated
plopping
area.
down
What
a
you'll
lot
see
of
it
shit
used for
bombs
is taking
and
out
just
all of your cell
taking
phone
dumps
towers,
on.
taking out all of your high voltage power transformers, taking out
Taking
your cranes
dumps
and
on.
ports, like essentially just
Yeah,
stopping
this is
your
why
industrial
drones are so
His
great.
company, Mach Industries,
Because they just
received a
shit on
Pentagon
people,
development
literally.
contract and has already raised hundreds of millions of dollars.
They just
to
poop
think
out a
outside
drone and,
the
or poop out a
military-industrial
fucking missile
box.
and you're fucking
And that
done.
means churning out as many cheap, deadly drones as possible. The kinds of systems that have transformed the modern battlefield in places like Ukraine. But before drones ruled the skies, Thornton remembers watching the opening moments of the invasion in high school.
Yeah, look at that.
and
See, it
realizing
just dropped it down.
warfare was
Boom.
about to change forever.
Look how
very,
devastating
very
that
legacy
is.
assets, convoy
You only need
tanks,
like
all rolling basically
$400,
single file.
$400
And
to
now there's, like, this
$1,000
class
to make a
of
drone.
weapons that you can use
And then
to
hey,
pretty much immobilize those
stick
things
like
immediately.
a good
When it comes
old
to
good amount of
manufacturing
explosives on
drones,
it. There you
there's no
go.
country that comes close to China, currently able to build
Perfect.
hundreds of thousands of drones every month.
Yeah,
If we're
the
making a quadcopter,
the oh,
China's making the same
that was the
quadcopter,
standard UAV
we'll lose that
drone, right?
fight 10 times out of 10.
For him, if Chinese manufacturing is their greatest advantage, it should be the biggest target. And his focus has been finding ways to try and quickly flood adversarial skies with cheap autonomous weapons.
It's a high-altitude dropped, long-range glide bomb.
He calls this project Glide.
With one
It's a
glide, you
glide
can take
bomb.
that factory out of
Nice.
operation for 3 to 6 months. So let's say you're taking 3 million quadcopters out of the fight with one glide. And that's really the asymmetric offset you're looking to provide.
The specific details of Glide are still secret, but Thornton did show us prototypes of Viper.
You and I could go and set up hundreds of these things in a parking lot somewhere.
Think
Correct.
portable Hellfire missiles, but with more payload that can both take off and land if needed.
It'll come in essentially a plastic case. That case will
Oh,
open up
they're
and
it
become
looks
the
like they're
launch
using
And
like
one of the
carbon
highest
fiber
flag
and
ideas
stuff.
being workshopped at Mach, Stratus, built around an old and inexpensive kind of tech, balloons.
I think in future
Hot air
conflicts,
balloons,
we'll see
yeah.
hundreds of thousands, all the way up to like tens of millions.
Tens of millions of balloons.
Some will be carrying
Correct.
sensors, some will be carrying communications, some will be carrying like decoys to get you to waste your air
Yeah,
defenses.
why not?
saying,
If
hey,
it's
yeah, come
it's
shoot these
cheaper
down, it's
to
gonna
make
cost you a
than to
pretty
put
penny to get
human
up
lives
here.
at risk.
Exactly.
Mach Industries is just one of a whole new field of defense startups hoping to transform the defense industry. For over half a century, companies like Boeing, Lockheed Martin, and Raytheon have made up the backbone of next-gen U.S. air defense and missile capability.
Oh yeah.
But today, Mach and disruptors like Anduril are focusing all their efforts on laying the groundwork to mass-produce deadly autonomous systems from
Yeah, I mean
land,
they already
sea,
had
and sky.
right. Boston
The way I
Dynamics
see
was
future
working
defense
on
looking is
some
actually a lot more like the automotive industry.
military
where
stuff,
every year you're
right?
essentially coming out with new models. These things are being refreshed.
Obviously,
on a
it's
6-month to
it's
year-long
probably like a
cadence as warfare
small
changes,
group of
and then
their
your timelines for development are
right
months instead of
scientists,
decades.
but
But
yeah,
hopefully
Boston
within weeks.
He's
Dynamics
hoping soon they'll
works
have
with the
factories
government.
like this one spread out by the
So
thousands.
I think a big thing for us is decentralization, is designing products that you can make in very rudimentary, very small facilities. You don't want one factory that if you go to war gets taken out and you lose your
Correct.
industrial base.
You don't
Big
want
plans
that.
for a
That'd be
new
bad.
kind of mass production.
Right, to have all
For the
your
21-year-old
production
who dropped out of
into
MIT
one
to start
facility,
building all this,
and then
the
well
future
you're
is coming
fucked.
faster
You're
than we
fucked.
think.
I'm
Because
actually
if that
very
if that
optimistic
facility
in
gets
the
fucked, you're
military
fucked.
doing the right things to procure the right systems. And so we're way behind right now as a country. That gap is widening every day, and it's kind of a make or break next couple decades.
We thank you for
I
watching,
mean
and
that's
remember,
yeah. I
stay
mean that's how
updated
you
on
usually.
breaking
That's
news
why
and top
our.
stories
That's
on
why
the NBC News app
the
or
United
watch
States
live
have
on our YouTube channel.
has manufacturers right all over the states doing different right military contracts. What's this? Korean man arrested in Tokyo for killing his ex-girlfriend. Oh, isn't that nice?
Tokyo police arrested a 30-something South Korean man accused of fatally stabbing his ex-girlfriend in a residential district of
Jesus.
Setagaya Ward early Tuesday.
Stabby, stabby.
According to Japanese news outlets Kyodo News and NHK, the man attacked the woman with a bladed weapon on Monday and was apprehended at Haneda Airport. Traces of blood were found on his clothing. The victim was identified as a 40-something woman, also a South Korean national who ran her own business in Tokyo. She was found on the ground, bleeding on Monday, and was immediately taken to a nearby hospital, but was later pronounced dead. Police confirmed what appeared to be stab wounds on her neck. Investigators said the two first met in April through a Japanese language learning app and began dating shortly after. The man reportedly entered Japan from South Korea on August 23rd and stayed at the victim's house in Tokyo's Minato ward. Last Friday, the victim reported to police that she had tried to break up with a man at a restaurant, saying, "When I told him I wanted to break up, he became angry." She also stated that he had assaulted her a few days earlier. Officers had warned the man to stay away from the victim and advised the woman to seek safety. When the man claimed he would leave for Osaka and then return to Korea, police accompanied him to Tokyo Station and saw him boarding a train. However, 2 days later, the man returned to where the victim lived and killed her. Japanese media publicly disclosed the face and personal details, including the real name of the Korean man. The man is reported to be exercising his right to remain silent.
Oh wow, really? Even though fucking... It looks like heat of passion. Well, I don't know if they have anything called... I don't know how they classify, right, those types of, passionate killings. Here we go. What's this? Wu fires back after Justice Department sues Boston over sanctuary city policies.
The Justice Department is suing the city of Boston, Mayor Michelle Wu, and the police
Yeah,
chief
this is
over the city's sanctuary city
this is
policies.
the same
Jeff
person
Saperstone has
who
details on the
couldn't
lawsuit
get
and the
you
mayor's
the numbers
It's the latest back
that
and forth
politicians
between the
want.
federal
Like she's
government
not
and City of
she's
Boston.
not taking care
Mayor
of her
Michelle Wu now
state
pushing
literally.
back over a new lawsuit against the city. The Department of
Bitch is
Justice
lying.
claims Boston is breaking the law by blocking the feds from enforcing immigration laws. Today, the mayor is responding, saying, "This is our city, and we will vigorously defend our laws and the constitutional rights of cities, which have been repeatedly upheld in courts across the country. We will not yield." She also addressed the issue 2 nights ago on NBC 10 Boston.
We're going to continue to hold strong that Boston's Trust Act, our state law, which says that we at the city level, our police officers, our city departments, do not
Bitch, go back to your
cooperate with
goddamn
mass
country.
deportation.
The Trust Act requires Boston
I'm
police
sorry.
to collaborate with ICE agents only on matters of significant public safety, while refraining from involvement in civil immigration enforcement. But the suit claims the mayor's resistance endangers public safety.
Yeah, I mean she is resisting. I mean just like fucking Hochul. She's right. Hochul's resisting too.
Have a solid case.
Yeah, I don't think this lawsuit will be successful. I think that there is no case law, precedent, or anything that supports the federal government forcing a state government to do federal duties.
And Mayor Wu calling this latest action an unconstitutional attack.
Well, it's not even that. It's the fact that these guys already have a criminal record, and then you guys don't keep them in your fucking jail or whatever, or your prison, and you fucking release them. Right? That's the real issue. Your fucking capture and release bullshit. Fuck you.
Saperstone, NBC 10 Boston.
Fucking New York. Fuck you. Pope calls for end to pandemic of arms after trans shooter attacks Catholic school. I think this is why people are getting mad at the fucking Pope. Jesus. Honestly, oh yeah, maybe we should look up the whole, right, they were trying to ban trans 2A guns, right, and honestly, on that whole thing, if you already have a mental instability, you're obviously not supposed to have a fucking firearm. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of true. I mean, obviously not all trans people fucking have the mental instability that we're all talking about, right? Like the stuff that makes you go schizo and you might harm people, yes. Burning Man attendee found in pool of blood as cops launch murder probe. Okay, yeah, he saw this. Yeah, he's seen like some of the stuff I see. Mom shorts end friendship of 23 years after sons of woman's best friend couldn't handle them. Wait, what? She wore American Eagle mom shorts and lost her best friend of 23 years because of... I'm sorry, what? You can't be serious. What the fuck? Why? Why are people like this? Right, it's in the same vein as, oh, my parents are right-leaning. I denounce you as parents. Elhan Omar said it's categorically false to call her a millionaire. Her net worth just reached up to 30 million, an increase of at least 3,500% in 1 year. Yeah, that's suspicious, ain't it? No. I'd love to join your I don't know who you are, and you sound suspicious. Because you're asking me to go to Discord, and I don't like Discord. You're already suspicious. Video activists march in crime-ridden Chicago to protest Trump sending National Guard resist fascism. Westmore Trump deploying National Guard in cities is completely performative. Waters invoked the 25th Amendment. Something's wrong with Trump.
This is flagrant. This is something that the president has decided to do. Be damned the Constitution of the United States.
Maxine Waters is a lunatic.
He wants...
Waters is a lunatic.
Oh, remember this?
He wants to control the Fed. He wants to be able to determine interest rates. He wants to be able to have the people on the governing board that will do exactly as they are told. This is
the panel of fucking
dangerous.
retards.
This is the makings of a dictator who is trying to control the entire economy.
This is intolerable.
This is a brazen disregard for the Constitution of the
all right,
States
calm down, Miss call to arms, bitch.
Very aggressively. It is
Calm down, call to violence, hoe.
Article 25 of the Constitution of the United States of America to determine his
all right, dog
unfitness,
whistling, bitch. Calm down.
to determine that something's wrong with this president.
You're like Hassan. just keep flapping your fucking gum.
Max, a seriously low IQ person.
Yeah, fucking low IQ.
It is time to call for Article 25
keep
of the
flapping them gums,
Constitution
bro.
of the United States of America.
And then what do we got here? At least 400. Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about here.
Have arrested at least ICE officers have arrested at least 475
Earlier,
people
remember
now
about
in a raid
the
on a
Hyundai plant that just got
manufacturing
hit?
site
Yeah, this
in
one.
Georgia. And another raid at a business in New York State detained dozens more. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
475 people detained by immigration officials at a Hyundai manufacturing site in Ellabelle, Georgia, Thursday, just west of Savannah. The ATF Atlanta offices posting these images on social media, saying they were there to assist.
Oh, shit.
This has been a multi-month criminal investigation. Where
A bunch
we
of
have
construction
developed
workers. It looks
conducted
like
interviews, gathered documents, and presented that evidence to the court in order to obtain a judicial search warrant.
Department of Homeland Security officials say this was part of an ongoing criminal investigation into allegations of unlawful employment practices and other serious federal crimes. DHS saying it underscores the commitment to protecting jobs for Georgians, ensuring a level playing field for businesses that comply with the law, safeguarding the integrity of our economy, and protecting workers from exploitation.
There are no criminal charges being announced today.
More than 24 people detained are South Korean. The country's foreign ministry voicing concern and regret over the incident at the plant.
Apparently
which is
they're
run by
all South Korean.
companies
Oh,
saying
shit.
individuals' rights should not
Something
be
happened.
unfairly infringed upon. Meanwhile, in upstate New York on the same day, at least 40 people were detained at a factory that makes specialty nutrition bars.
The workers here, like I said, they're great people. Love every single one of them. We can't do what we do without them.
I won't support any effort to separate families. I think it's appalling. I have said all along,
I will help the federal government remove people who are threats, that are violent criminals. That's what
You're
the
a
president
liar,
promised
Hochul.
during his election. This is what we are told. Go
You're
after
a
the worst of the
fucking
worst.
liar.
That's all we heard about. And now you have raids.
Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Now, New York's governor there again vowing to support the government and deport those violent criminals, but said she will never stand for masked ICE agents separating families and abandoning children.
Yeah, but what about your thing about...
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things.
I'll
And I
leave this
want
in the
world to open up to
description.
all of them, because when
Yeah,
you
she
have their
did this.
diverse voices, innovating solutions
She
through
did
technology,
this.
then you're really addressing society's broader challenges. Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. And I want the world to open up to all of them.
She's the one that did
because
it, all
when you
right?
have their
Don't get,
diverse voices.
don't get mad at me. She's the one who's fucking retarded, all right? Don't get mad at me.
We learned overnight the Venezuelan military planes flew near a U.S. Navy vessel in international waters, a clear indication that tensions are rising as the Trump administration ramps up its fight against the drug trade. This morning, in what U.S. officials call a highly provocative
Oh, look at that
move,
gunshot. Oh,
the
man, look at
Pentagon
that
says two
shell.
Venezuelan
You see
military
that?
planes flew near a U.S. Navy
Yeah, you don't
ship.
want to get
It
hit by
appears
that.
to be a show of force
It's not
days
good.
after the U.S. military attacked this boat in the southern Caribbean, allegedly carrying drugs from Venezuela,
Pew!
killing 11 people.
Gotcha.
The Pentagon last night claiming the Venezuelan flights were designed to interfere with our
Fucking
counter-narco-terror
immediately caught
operations.
on fire.
It's a war on killers. It's a war on terrorists.
Just yesterday, Secretary of State Marco Rubio in Ecuador expanded the administration's crackdown on drugs flowing out of Latin America, designating 2 Ecuadorian gangs as foreign terrorist organizations and vowing to carry out more attacks on drug cartels.
This is now, and this is Ecuador.
Ecuador,
a country
yeah.
increasingly consumed by cocaine, desperately trying to
Policia!
ABC's Matt
Policia!
Rivers recently traveled to Ecuador.
It might not look like it, but this river is a superhighway for cocaine.
Oh, yeah, I
Hundreds of
bet.
tons of that product coming through these waters every single year, bound for Europe and the
Colombian
United States. And as a
cocaine.
result, that
That's
city
the
right
good
there,
shit, you
Guayaquil,
know?
Ecuador, is at war. Rival drug gangs fighting between themselves and the government, vying for supremacy in what has become one of the most important hubs in the global cocaine trade.
Oh,
The
yeah.
U.S. Navy recently deploying 8 ships to the Caribbean and Pacific. Defense Secretary
Do you
Pete
know where
Hegseth
coca
comparing
leaves
the drug
are?
cartels to Al-Qaeda.
A foreign terrorist
You
organization
know
forcing
the
your people
you know the coca leaves that they make cocaine from? Yeah. They fucking grow those in fucking Mexico and shit. Yeah, down in the fucking South America.
drugs coming from a drug cartel is no different than Al Qaeda, and they'll be treated as such.
Designating those gangs in Ecuador as terror groups gives the U.S. more options in going after them. And Rubio also announced millions of new
Yeah, even
spending
in
to help
America,
Ecuador
some
fight
people
the drug
grow
trade.
some
Morgan?
illegal things
All right,
you
Nicole,
shouldn't be
thank you.
growing, right? So yeah, it happens. What's this? 2 teens charged with murder.
Stand here. Today, I stand here to address specifically the tragic event that has shaken D.C., the senseless, fatal shooting of a 21-year-old intern by the name of Eric Tarpinium Jackham, who was fatally shot in Northwest D.C. far too soon.
Oh, look at
June
this.
30th of
Ah, she's back there.
He was shot and killed at 10:28 at night.
She's the DEI chief.
The scene involved
Chief of police?
2 rifles,
I
one
forgot.
9
Yeah, chief
millimeter,
of police, I think.
and 79 rounds on the ground. Eric was a rising
God.
senior at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. he was in the nation's capital, as many young people are, pursuing his passion for public service. He was interning for Representative Ron Estes, and he was an innocent bystander. Innocent bystander.
So we saw
who
this
was
earlier.
caught in a violent act that was not meant
It's
for
just
him.
we got Gian Piero
Leaves behind his
talking
mother,
about the
Tamara,
right
his
incident.
father Robert, his sister Angela, and his brother
And
Jeremy.
giving like basically a victim
And his
impact
death
statement on who
is
the
a
person
stark
was, right?
reminder of how fragile life is and how violence too often visits us in the nation's capital. And this is why the president has vowed to make D.C. safe and beautiful. This is why the nation's president, the president, is bringing together federal and local agencies to bring the
It seems like
force
the
of the
connection
government
to the
against those who seek to destroy
they were on like
not
some sort of Zoom
only
call or
our
something.
quality of life, but our lives.
Connections all puffed up.
And here to announce my thanks today to the Metro Police Department. There are some real stars behind me who too often do not get the credit that they deserve. Right, individuals have been arrested, and this is a critical step in justice. But our work is not done as we continue to seek a third suspect in this case. Charges have been filed against two individuals. 17-year-old juvenile by the name of Jalen Lucas. He's a juvenile, now charged in adult court.
Yeah, there's been a lot of
Another 17 years
juveniles
old,
recently who have
Kelvin
been getting
Thomas
caught up
Jr.,
in some
another
some
juvenile
criminal acts.
being charged in adult court. Most
Most
of them
heinous
charged
stuff, murder,
with murder
right, sexual
while
assault,
armed
stuff like that.
under the DC Code 22-2101, which is
Gang-related
murder
stuff,
in the first
possibly.
degree. Now, these juveniles have prior violent juvenile records in the family court. This is why, from day one, when I came here, I knew that we were missing a whole segment of criminals in DC, in our nation's capital, because the DC Council thinks that these kids need to be protected. They don't need to be protected. They need to be made accountable, and we need to be protected.
There it is. All right, that's gonna do it for our fast news, ladies and gents. Like I said, if you want to look at all the sources, I will leave it in the description, yeah. And you can check them out and then, yeah, do your own research. Well, yeah, there you have it. Cheers.